Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be choosing my February TBR. In January, I had a TBR jar, choose what I was going to read during the month. However, I still have yet to get the jar. So I figured, you know what, this month, let me just pick the books that I want to read, and then we'll pick back up with the TBR jar next month in March. So I have my TBR card here. I have 3 tiers to it. You can kind of see them all. And I also have books that, oh no, I also have books here that don't fit on the TBR cart. I know I said in the books that I got for Christmas video, where I got like 20 books or something like that, that I was putting myself in a book buying bin. I haven't been listening to that. Have not been listening to that. I mean, I got this book the other day at Barnes. I got this one, and it's signed from a little bookstore. Some of them, I mean, basically, I just haven't been listening to myself. So, I have so many books here, and I figured that I've been buying so many books lately because clearly I want to read them. So, let me get through what I impulsively purchase and pick my own TBR this month. Starting off the month, I actually left it over there, but I wanted to read 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole, which is book number 2 in 1,000 Broken Pieces. I don't know or believe if there is going to be any more books to that, but I mean, it was a couple years in between 1,000 Boy Kisses and 1,000 Broken Pieces, so I did want to read that during the month of February, but I actually ended up finishing that before this video was filmed, so I forgot it over there. That book follows Poppy's younger sister Savannah and her journey with grief. So her family sends her on a, what would we call it? Like kind of like a trip, but like a counseling kind of trip with a bunch of other kids who have lost people and are going through the same grief journey. That's where she meets Caleb, who lost somebody very close to him, and they heal together. So like I said, I did already end up finishing that one. It's very early on. I started that one in the month of January and then had like 80 pages left, and it ended up being a February read. So that's my first book. So number 2 is something that I started in the month of January but hadn't finished, and this is my priority for the month of February. This is the first thing that I'm reading and really reading, and that's the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. I think I'm about maybe 10 to 15% through each of the books, but even that, honestly, I don't know. This is books 5 and 6. I believe it's 5 and 6 of the Throne of Glass series. I am doing the tandem read, so we're here on each of the books. I'm really loving it so far. I don't want to completely spoil it for you if you have not read Throne of Glass. So let's just say that Throne of Glass is a book series about a girl named Selena Sarduthian who is taken from a slave camp and put into a competition to be the king's champion, and this is her story. This is a continuation of her story, and this is just a continuation of the Throne of Glass series. After this, I have Kingdom of Ash, and then I'm done, which is so crazy. I started this last March. I definitely should have read it faster, but I didn't. So I think I'm still getting the full thing of it. But right now we're working on the tandem read. I am determined to finish this month. This is, again, like I said, the priority. And I think it's going to be great. So this is books technically 1, 2, and 3 on the TBR this month. I want to get a cutesy little romance in here, and I think that I'm gonna do Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This book follows Liz. This one follows Liz and Wes. For a few beautiful months, Wes had his dream girl, the strong-willed girl next door, Liz. But right as the two were about to set off for college to start their freshman year together, tragedy struck. Wes was left dealing with the fallout, which ultimately meant losing Liz in the process. Flash forward months later, and Wes and Liz find themselves in college together. In a healthier place now, Wes knows he broke Liz's heart when he ended things, but he is determined to make her fall back in love with him. Wes knows Liz better than anyone, and he has a foolproof plan to win her back. With rom-com-worthy grand gestures she loves, only Liz will have none of it. Wes has to scheme like a rom-com hero to figure out how to see her. Even worse, Liz has a new friend, a guy friend. Still, Wes won't give up, adapting his clever plans and going hard to get Liz's attention and win back her affection. But after his best efforts get him nowhere, Wes is left wondering if the relationship is really over for good. I really like the idea of this because I loved Better Than the Movies, and I read that a while ago, but I like that it's accurate. Like, just because you meet somebody in high school, doesn't meet, and they're like, oh my god, you're the best thing on earth, you're my soulmate. Like, yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. I mean, it does happen. Listen, I'm from a small town, I get it. But I feel like this is very realistic, I think is the word that I was looking for at first. Not accurate, but realistic. That you are dating and so in love, and then you break up over whatever the heck they break up over, and then they meet again in college, and you really are like right person, but at that point wrong time. I really like the idea of this, so I think that I'm going to really enjoy this book. So I am super, super, super excited. And like I said, it's super cool that this one is signed. I mean, it's the, not on the actual physical book, but it's the sticker one that's signed. So that's really cool, and I am excited. I am picking these books as we're on the video. Like, I have not chosen these ones before. Which book should I read next? I'm trying to look at what stands out to me. I don't know if anyone's noticing that or not. I want to throw one of these in here. I want to read The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I have been trying to hide from spoilers on this one, so I don't know what anyone's really thinking about it, but I love Frida McFadden. I go through her books insanely quick, so I think that this would be great, like, maybe right after the tandem read. This one says, oh, and perfect for Valentine's Day. That's really great. It says, she's looking for the perfect man, and he's looking for the perfect victim. Sydney Shaw, like every single woman in New York, has terrible luck with dating. She's seen it all. Men who lie in their dating profile, men who stick her with the dinner bill, and worst of all, men who can't shut up about their mothers. But finally, she hits the jackpot. Her new boyfriend is utterly perfect. He's charming, handsome, and works as a doctor at a local hospital. Sydney is swept off her feet. Then the brutal murder of a young woman, the latest in a string of deaths across the coast, confounds police. The primary suspect? A mystery man who dates his victims before he kills them. Cindy should feel safe. After all, she is dating the man of her dreams, but she can't shake her own suspicions that the perfect man may not be as perfect as he seems, because someone is watching her every move, and if she doesn't get to the truth, she'll be the killer's next victim. Frida McFadden books are never, ever what you think that they're going to be, so I'm super excited for this one. I also like that I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so I believe that this is why the cover is like this, but the blood on the tie and stuff, like, jumps off the page, which I think is really cool. I'm a big cover and, like, the way the book looks person, so I like that little detail there. Okay, so that's technically 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna count the tandem read as 4. I usually pick, like, around 6 books a month, so I'm gonna pick 2 more. No, not starting another series. It's not happening. Can't do another fantasy because I'm doing the tandem read. That's like my rule. Since I'm doing the tandem read, I don't want to throw in like another like big fantasy. So maybe I'll do... I wanted to read this for a really long time. Like, I think that this has been on like recurring TBR since November, and I haven't picked it up. It's Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. I think that this, again, would be another palette cleanser, like a good one to kind of get through, like, the romances, and also it's February, and hockey season ends too soon for my liking, so I feel like reading this one, if I don't read this one now, I'm not gonna read it in the summertime or anything like that, so it's still winter. This one says, Reese is desperate to feel anything, and Sadie wants to stop feeling so much. I've read this one so many times that I feel like I know exactly what the book is about. Reese took a brutal hit, and now he's like scared to get back on the ice, and she is a figure skater. She's staying focused this semester no matter what, currently drowning in debt, custody hearings for her younger brothers, and skating practices. She's just trying to make it to the next day. So I believe that they're trying to... Yeah, she witnesses one of the Golden Boy hockey captain's panic attacks, attempts to help him, and then they're kind of just helping each other, and then they're drawn to each other. So I feel like the second book has come out. This is number 1 in the Undone series. Yeah, Unloved came out February 4th of 2025. So, Unsteady and then Unloved. I don't know if that's a continuation of their story or if it's other people in their lives. I don't want to read and get ahead of myself, so I feel like I want to get through this book. It's a tiny little book. I feel like this would be very, very easy for me. Tiny little book, I say. It's 357 pages, which really isn't all that small. For me, it just looks like so much smaller than all the other ones. I feel like this will be a super quick read, hockey romance, love that. So this one is going on the February TBR. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more book. Let's make it good. I feel like this is perfect. How did I jump right over this one before? I'm gonna read Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle. She wrote In 5 Years, The One Italian Summer, and I think it was the dinner list. I don't know if I'm missing any. This one says, being single is like playing the lottery. There's always the chance that one piece of paper you could win it all. Daphne Bell believes the universe has a plan for her. Every time she meets a new man, she receives a slip of paper with his name and a number on it. The exact amount of time they'll be together. Literally, could you imagine that? That would freak me out. The papers told her she'd spent 3 days with Martin in Paris, 5 weeks with Noah in San Francisco, and 3 months with Hugo, her ex-boyfriend turned best friend. Daphne has been receiving the numbered papers for over 20 years, always wondering when there might be one without an expiration. Finally, the night of a blind date at her favorite Los Angeles restaurant, there's only a name, Jake. But as Jake and Daphne's story unfolds, Daphne finds herself doubting the paper's prediction and wrestling with what it means to be both committed and truthful, because Daphne knows things Jake doesn't, information that, if he found out, would break his heart. Okay, so someone's gonna be sick, someone's gonna pass, something's gonna happen with that. I already know that's going to make me so sad. Let's read it. So exciting. I've had this one for a decent amount of time and I hadn't picked it up, so I love Rebecca Searle. Again, quicker reads for me. I think that I'm gonna end up really loving this one. I think that this idea, like this concept of the slip of paper with the date, not date, was it number of days or dates? The exact amount of time that they'll be together and their name. Like, I think that that is super interesting. I like the concept of that. I think that's different, and I think that it's going to play out really well. Although I'm scared on what's going to happen to either Jake or Daphne. So, I guess that's that. I think that's going to be really cool. Pick up the mountain of books here. And this is my February TBR. +1. Pretend that there's another one right here that I already read. So, here it is. Again, even though we literally just went over it, we got the tandem read. Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, and Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle. February is a shorter month. There's only 28 days in February compared to January, which felt like it was 7 months long. So I feel like the books that I chose, because like I said, the tandem read is taking priority here. All these other books are very like easy and quicker reads for me. I do take a much longer time when it comes to fantasy novels, so this will probably take up the majority of my month, and in between I will be picking these up as I please. So I feel like it's gonna be a good month. Finish out the giant fantasy series that I've been reading and sprinkle in these little romance books and see how it goes. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I read 5 books in the month of January, so if I could definitely read, let's say 5 again, I feel like I would be good, especially because we have these here. After the tandem read, I think, don't put me on this, I might pick up Fourth Wing. Don't hold me to it though. I don't know. Not the tandem read. After I read Kingdom of Ash, because I still have to finish like the whole series, but maybe in the summertime, maybe I'll pick up Fourth Wing. But again, don't hold me to that. So that brings this video to an end. I'm staring at my TBR card that I need to rearrange. That's a hot mess right there. Hot Mess Express. That brings this to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.